Hello everyone, welcome to the CTV News on Calabash TV and on the Wave Radio 94.5. I am Lisa Joseph. Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett has declared several communities disaster areas following the passage of Tropical Storm Erica. Mr. Scarrett, who made the declaration late Saturday, said this was necessary due to the loss of life, the destruction of property, and the need for focused response in these areas. There has been immediate response to Dominica's plight both regionally and internationally. Details in a moment. First, the government of St. Lucia is said to be closely examining the experience in the neighboring isle with a view to implementing strategies to avert damage at the level which Dominica suffered. On the infrastructural front, the government of St. Lucia is engaging in various projects that cater to resiliency in the scheme of sustainable development. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Infrastructure, Port Services and Transport says recent events in St. Lucia also highlighted the need for stronger structures throughout the island as climate change impacts on the region.
That again shows the pressure that governments are usually under when we have to respond to the adverse weather conditions that are manifesting themselves and linked to climate change. The people of St. Lucia and the Caribbean must be sensitized, must be aware that climate change is real and the effects of climate change will be manifested in such weather patterns that would cause deterioration to our infrastructure. And therefore, the approach that we are taking is to whatever we are building, that we're building back better. We're building back more resilient infrastructure, recognizing the vulnerabilities that we face, especially given our mountainous terrain.
With an increase in vehicle license fees coming into effect on Tuesday, 1st September, the senior government officer says the funds will go into roadworks that will make the country safer and more sturdy against natural disasters.
So we have the issues of flooding, we have issues of landslides, we have issues of bridges being overturned. And so it is very important and costly when we are to respond to the effects of the storms and the hurricanes that we are seeing coming in more intense. So although the Meteorological Services Department has predicted that there will be less named storms or less storms affecting the region this year, it appears that the intensity of these storms still need to be we need to be aware of them and we need to plan appropriately for them.
And the Dominican leader has also noted the havoc climate change is wreaking in the region.
10 to 15, 20 years ago, speaking about flooding in Dominica or St. Lucia or St. Vincent, you know, if somebody would say that to you, you would basically chuckle or laugh because here we see a lot of rain and it went on to the seas. But now, once you have rain, you're expected to have flooding, and in mountainous countries like ours, this is something that was not something in the past. So clearly, the weather pattern, the climatic conditions, climatic situations are changing and changing for the worse, and it's impacting small islands like ours in a serious manner.
Now, St. Lucia has been swift in responding to the plight of the Commonwealth of Dominica, particularly those who suffered loss or were displaced as a result of the passage of Tropical Storm Erica. Among its first steps, the government of St. Lucia, through the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, has donated some 60 boxes of supplies, including 40 boxes of hygiene kits to the Office of Disaster Management in Dominica. The Ministry of Health has also provided 20 boxes of medical supplies. These supplies will be distributed to the impacted population. Now, the items were transported to Dominica by a contingent from the Marine Unit of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force deployed by Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony at the request of the Dominica Police Force. And the St. Lucian team is to assist the Dominica Police with their operations.
And what will be happening is that our men will be going out there to assist in search and rescue. At this point in time, we are just building up a few supplies, not what the nation has donated as yet. So in due course, we would be probably making another 2 or 3 trips, which would be probably a 1-day or 2-day trip. But right now, The men are going up there to assist in search and rescue, and we do not have a specific period of time that we'll be spending in Dominica. The response that they need, there are a number of places that is cut off by roads, and also the helicopters cannot get into these areas as well. So they'll be using the Defender as a platform with supplies, and the smaller vessels will be shuttling them in and out. So that is that's the main reason the Defender is going up there for.
That's the Assistant ACP there for Operations, Dorian O'Brien. Now, NEMO has embarked on a relief supplies drive to help gather much-needed clothing, food, household items, and other necessities for Dominica. Additionally, bank accounts have been established at all the banks here to facilitate cash donations by individuals and corporate entities. The St. Lucia Fire Service and other government agencies, as well as ministries, have also been mobilized and are ready to assist with the recovery efforts. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, meantime, through its Office of Foreign Disaster Assistance, is providing disaster relief support to the storm-ravaged island of Dominica. The agencies have deployed a 4-member assessment team to provide initial damage assessment and need analysis. USAID is in the process of providing humanitarian assistance totaling some $50,000 for the immediate supply of storm-related disaster relief supplies. Working through the Dominica Red Cross, USAID will provide essential relief items to citizens in 9 hard-hit areas identified by the government of Dominica. USAID has been supporting the island for many years under its Regional Development Cooperation Strategy for the Eastern Caribbean as well as the Southern Caribbean. Now, St. Kitts and Nevis has allocated the $1 million EC humanitarian relief package, that is, to assist Dominica in its recovery from the damages suffered by the passage of Tropical Storm Erica. The announcement was made by the Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, at the completion of a special session of the St. Kitts and Nevis Cabinet of Ministers, which was held on Friday. And the Royal Fleet Auxiliary Lime Bay has been rerouted to assist humanitarian relief efforts in the Commonwealth of Dominica following the devastation caused by Tropical Storm Erica. International Development Secretary Justin Greenan announced the British ship is carrying a range of disaster relief stores, including bedding, shelter, torches, and stretchers, as well as a Lynx Mk8 helicopter and considerable supplies of fresh water. Also, the Council of Martinique, which is now a member of the OACS, has launched the Operation Caribbean Solidarity after the damages caused by Tropical Storm Erica. The donations raised will be collected, and the population has been collecting donations since August 29 on Saturday, and will continue until Thursday, the 3rd of September. And on Friday, the 4th of September, the French Red Cross, which collaborates with the Office of Disaster Management in Dominica, will distribute the numerous donations collected through the Operation Caribbean Solidarity. Serge Lechmer will travel to Dominica on Tuesday, the 1st of September, with the Prefect of Martinique and Public Works Specialists to see what other assistance the French departments can provide.